Welcome viewers. Over the years, for the most part, justices of the Supreme Court of the US have maintained amicable interpersonal relationships with one another. But after the reign of former President Donald Trump, and with an increasingly conservative Supreme Court panel of judges, that has changed. In this video we will break it all down for you. But before we continue, please take a minute of your precious time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell to get the latest update from us. Stephen Mazie, SCOTUS correspondent at The Economist, recently reflected on his last 10 years of covering Supreme Court cases in an op-ed for The Atlantic, in which he highlights the drastic shift in the working relationship between the justices. Having observed oral arguments since 2013, Mazie has gained an understanding of the outward appearance of the justices' dynamics over time. From the sustained camaraderie between former Justice Stephen Breyer and current Justice Clarence Thomas despite their moral differences, to the assistance Justice Thomas would offer to the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg during her declining health, the justices always remained on good terms. Even through disagreements over a church-state case, same-sex marriage, the Affordable Care Act, voting rights, labor unions and abortion, it became clear to Mazie that no matter the circumstances or differences of opinion, peace prevailed and civility reigned. However, that seemed to change once Roe v. Wade was overturned following the leak of Justice Alito's opinion in June 2022. Not only has the friendly relationship between the justices become noticeable for onlookers, but according to Mazie, the justices are sometimes bordering on disrespect. Although not apparent every day, the panel of justices have developed a tension that was not there before Trump tipped the court further right. The Supreme Court that Donald Trump reshaped isn't simply more conservative, it's also much more strained, Mazie wrote, adding that the 9 justices are now charged with navigating a relationship of which any manager would be concerned. The tension on the court continued past the overturning of Roe v. Wade in June and carried on throughout the summer and fall. The court is currently facing charges that question its legitimacy following the Roe v. Wade opinion leak. And, as the court becomes more partisan in its rulings, Justice Elena Kagan recently said Americans are bound to lose confidence in a court that looks like an extension of the political process. In staunch disagreement of questions surrounding the court's legitimacy, Justice Samuel Allison has claimed that anyone who says SCOTUS is becoming an illegitimate institution is questioning the justices' integrity. As the justices reckon with their relationship in the courtroom, the worry around their fractured relationships remains pressing. After all, the rights of millions of Americans are at stake. The House Select Committee uploaded a spreadsheet in late December showing 7 full days of the White House visitor logs in the weeks leading up to the January 6 Capitol riot. The Excel spreadsheets were among hundreds of documents posted online last month by the committee as it wrapped up its investigation, allowing the public to finally see the visitor manifests that Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to shield, and Politico posted them in a searchable format and analyzed the findings. The logs are not exhaustive and cover only the dates of December 12, 14, 18 and 21, 2020, and then January 3-5, 2021, and do not show the specific purposes of the visits or identify visitors beyond their names. However, the logs do shed new light on events covered by the January 6 investigation, such as the chaotic Oval Office meeting on December 18, when outside advisors such as Sidney Powell and Patrick Byrne suggested seizing voting machines and provide an accounting of the Fox News broadcasters and others who met with Trump in the final weeks of his presidency. The logs also show 5 staffers for then-Representative Devin Nunes R. California reviewed documents that Trump intended to declassify, and a number of artists and photographers visited the president's private residence in that same period for reasons that aren't listed. Please, what is your take on this? And remember to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching.